I am this morning making myself some breakfast. It's actually a bit late, so it's kind of brunch. And I thought I'd show you what I'm doing because this is a really easy, healthy, fast breakfast dish. But you could have it as a lunch, you could have it as an evening meal. I mean, you can have it any time of the day you like. And I am making what I call mushroom toast, which is a bit of a funny way of saying I've got some really large mushrooms, often called portobello mushrooms, and I'm going to cook them and kind of press them down, and they're going to be my toast instead of a piece of bread toast. And I show you the two ways of cooking them, and they both work. So I'm going to put one into a fry pan and cook it off like that, just a bit of extra virgin olive oil, and then I'm going to put this other large one into a sandwich press, and I'm going to cook it in the same manner. Just pop the press down, oops, without the mushroom coming out. Oh. There we go. Oh, right. It's non-stick and it wants to escape. There we go. We got it. Anyway, I'm going to leave those to cook. I'm going to see how they both go and show you what I do to cook them off. In the meantime, I'll show you the other ingredients that I think that will really lift all this dish together and make it anti-inflammatory, make it whole foods, make it something that will nourish your body and nourish your gut microbiota, will be anti-inflammatory in your body and help with that menopause transition. Because during the menopause transition, with the changes and the fluctuation in hormones, our body becomes a lot more inflamed. And so many of the systems in our body can become irritated and inflamed and upset, and I want to just calm it all down through this lovely anti-inflammatory, like Mediterranean style principles way of eating. And this is how we do it. This is one dish. So I'm making this for two people, and the mushroom, I'm going to gradually, as it cooks off, I'm going to press it down and keep kind of flattening it. By the way, these lovely big field mushrooms, sometimes they're called, or portobello mushrooms, they don't need peeling at all. You don't have to do anything with them. People sort of think they have to peel them. It's absolutely not necessary at all. They're fantastic as they are. So just whack them in a pan or whack them in a sandwich press and away you go. All right, so I'm just going to have a look. The mushroom will cook faster in the sandwich press, so I'm just going to have a look at it. Here we are. Can you see that in there? So it's already pressed down, but it's not quite cooked, so I'm just going to give that a little bit longer. Okay, what else are we putting in this pan here? I'm going to put in a couple of spring onions. I love onions. I love onions for your gut. Your gut loves onions. Gut health, it's so fantastic. And I'm using spring onions because they cook faster and they roll everywhere around the place. But they cook faster than regular onions. And this is, after all, just like a brunch dish, and I want it to be fast. And so I'm using spring onions, but spring onions still have lots of beneficial nutrients that your gut microbiota love. And so they work really well. Like if you get a bit of irritable bowel sometimes, or bloating, and you're a bit nervous about onions, just eat the green tops of the spring onions and not the white base, and then you should be absolutely fine. I'm actually going to chuck in some tomatoes into this as well, just to cook down and not to go completely mushy, but I just want them to get a little bit soft. I actually like my tomatoes partly cooked. I find them they're just more tasty. And the same goes for the green leafy vegetables. I'm a really huge fan of kale, or any green leafy vegetable actually, because it's full of lovely nutrients, including calcium, that is really great for your body. It's anti-inflammatory, it's great for your gut microbiota. It's just fantastic. Lots of great nutrients and fibre in it. But I'm not a fan of raw kale. I find it too chewy in my mouth. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut up a couple of handfuls of this kale, and I'm going to, everything's flying all over the place today. I've got kale falling off the bench and everything. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to pop that in and just wilt. Now, can we just see, let's show you the mushroom. And you see it's actually getting flatter because it's getting softer on the one side. So let's press it down hard Now I've turned it over, and it kind of flattens off, a bit like I call it, that's why I call it mushroom toast. So this one, because it's in a sandwich press, is going to be ready. So let me get my plates and bring that one out already. There we go. So let's just take that one out and leave that there. Now I didn't season it in the sandwich press, so let's put a little bit of seasoning on it. And whilst I'm at it, I think I'll just put some seasoning on these vegetables here in the pan. Seasoning helps your digestion. It helps to stimulate your digestion. Now I'm using salt and pepper here, fantastic. You can use whatever you like. I'm also going to add some cumin seeds because these lovely humble seeds have a great flavour, but also they're adored by your gut microbiota. They love variety in your food as much as we love variety in the taste. And so I'm adding some cumin seeds, and I particularly like them with this brunch dish. Okay, so that mushroom is almost ready, but the kale isn't quite wilted yet. Now I'm also a big fan of protein. I'm a big fan of vegetables and vegetable fibre and things like that for your gut health, but also it's really important to have protein with every single meal. And today, because it's a brunch dish, I'm using eggs. You don't have to use eggs at all. You could just get some tofu and add it into the pan just to warm. You could use, like literally, you could perhaps use some halloumi cheese if you wanted, but I'm going to use eggs. So this mushroom is ready. I'm going to bring that out, and I'm just going to leave this. Actually, that kale looks nice and cooked, so I'm going to top the mushroom toast with this tomatoey, cuminy, yummy kind of kale. And what I'm going to do is add a little bit more olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is quite safe to cook with, up to 210 degrees centigrade actually. Now, you can poach your eggs, but because I want to do this quite fast today to show you, I'm actually just going to fry up the eggs. But poached eggs are gorgeous on top of this dish as well. Okay, so it's a couple of large eggs per person, gives you a really good amount of protein. There we go. And I'll just put the last one in. Look at the gorgeous colour of those eggs. That's fantastic. Okay, yum. I'm just going to add a bit of salt and pepper to this. And let those just cook off. And I'm going to talk to you about protein sources a bit more, because I think it's really important that you understand protein is so vital in our body. It's used like not the byproducts of protein, but the breakdown of protein are amino acids, and they're really important in every cell in your body, and so you need plenty of protein. It also helps balance blood glucose levels, as does all the lovely vegetables in your diet, in your food. And the thing is, we want to keep our blood glucose levels lovely and balanced. And research, actually very new research from Zoe, has shown that in that menopause transition, so that post-menopause, once you've gone into menopause state, your blood glucose balance is not as good. You have a higher spike in your blood glucose balance, and we don't want that, because that's more likely to lead to an inflammatory state in your body. It's more likely to lead to abdominal fat gain and those sorts of things. So eating protein with each meal actually helps to balance that blood glucose level. So that's also a really, really good thing. Now these are almost ready here. So I just don't want them actually to cook up the yolk. I just want the white to cook up a bit. Let's see how we're going here. Okay, just a little bit longer. I think I'm just going to take that one out already because it's ready. There we go. Top it here and there, and this one is ready. Oops, oh, sunny side. It's decided to be sunny side. Okay, I'll take this one out then and top it. Anyway, I hope you really enjoy this dish because it is very easy to make, very fast and really good for your body.